comment on how everything shakes out. We'll let you know as soon as we know. Thank you for being here and for all your coverage.
Okay, just starting out, congratulating Michigan. They played a great game, and they've had an outstanding season. They're just a, really talented football team, and they perform extremely well. They've been consistent all season long, so hats off to them tonight, certainly. And, we knew this game would be a big challenge coming into it. Got a lot of respect for what they've done this season. Knew we'd have to play our best and make some things go our way, and obviously that didn't materialize. So, it's certainly disappointing tonight, and it certainly hurts. Everybody in the locker room's very disappointed and not feeling so great. But the one thing I'll just say about this football team, somehow this season they found a way to win 10 football games. They can be really proud of that. And we still got another game to go. So just told the guys in the locker room on behalf of our entire staff how proud we are of what they've done since January. And tonight certainly wasn't what we intended it to be. It didn't turn out the way we wanted it to. But we'll put this behind us after a couple days. Go back to work at the end of the week and try to be smart about the month and have an opportunity to play one more time as a team, this 2021 team. So looking forward to that, and I'll throw it out for questions.
Was there anything that Michigan did that you didn't expect?
No. I mean, they hit us with that halfback pass, but it's just good play on their part and bad execution on ours. And just to help simplify things, you play a team like this. It's a really good football team, and you don't want to give up big plays, and we did that twice right off the bat. And then we had a couple trips to the red zone, only had 3 points to show for it. So. You never know where it's going to go, what's going to happen. But in a game like this, that's just not the way you want to start out.
For the switch at QB, was that health or was it?
Yeah, it was a health thing. Spencer's got not sure what he's got right now, something in his torso, so he just couldn't perform.
Was that something? Did it happen during the game or was it before the game?
No, during the game. Yeah, during the game. Yep, absolutely.
You guys don't get blown out often, I guess.
Yep.
How did you see this unravel, I guess, in your eyes?
Well, just one thing leads to another sometimes, and I've been in games like that. Unfortunately, they're not much fun. I'm not sure the score is totally representative of the two teams, but it's just the way it went tonight. And I think I'll go back to the early part of the game. For us to win this thing tonight, we were going to have to not give up big plays, make them work it, drive it, and they did that a couple times in the first three quarters. But you give up a big player or two big plays, it's really tough to do that against a good opponent. And then again, we got the ball down in there a couple of times and just didn't. You want to come out with a touchdown at least, but if not, they had the field goal. But we just couldn't connect there, and that's kind of represented the game, I guess.
Gavin Williams pass, is that something that worked pretty well in practice? What did you see on that play?
Yeah, we've had it in the playbook, and we've executed pretty well. And it just looks like they got a little bit discombobulated in it. Whether the throw is a little bit off or money, I'm not sure what happened, but just couldn't adjust on the ball. It was there, just couldn't execute it. But it's a shot play, just like the one they took, and theirs was 70-plus yards for a touchdown. Ours came up incomplete.
The big plays against you on defense are uncharacteristic.
Yeah.
What happened there, other than the pitch pass or whatever was?
Yeah.
Guy gets sucked up, but then the long run, what kind of happened on that one?
Well, we just we didn't do a good enough job of redirecting the football, and then we didn't tackle well. It looked like a couple guys might have had a shot, and when you don't want any clean runs to go through that whatever it was, 70, 75 yards, but you don't want to give up 12-yard runs either. But at least that's better than you can fight another day. But when you give up a big one like that, it really flips momentum a little bit and puts you on your heels.
Kirk, you were only down 14 at 3.5. What was the approach going into the third quarter?
Well, yeah, we had the ball. We started out on offense, so the idea was to go down and get a score, and then see what happens. And for us to win it was going to be a close game. That was one of those shots, but it certainly got away from us in the second half.
Kirk, can you kind of identify anything in the red zone where you guys have struggled in that area during the season?
I don't know if there's any one thing, but tonight these guys played a really good defense on us and got us in a lot of tough third down situations with their rush. That's a concern because you don't want to give the game away, just on a third down early, that type of deal. But No, I mean, we just, couldn't knock it in there.
Kirk, how do you put this game in perspective for your guys? I mean, you still won the West, but you still got here for the first time in 6 years.
Yeah, it's what I told them after the game. We're extremely proud of them, and they can be very proud of themselves, walk out their heads held high. Tonight's disappointing, and when you compete, sometimes it doesn't work out the way you want, and sometimes it works out like this, and this wasn't much fun. But it's one game out of whatever it's been now, 13, right? And we still got one to go, so you can't take this thing out of a loss. That's impossible. But we'll go back to work at the end of the week and try to be really smart about how we treat things mentally, more so than even physically, with our team as we move forward, and get ourselves ready to play our best on the last ball game here.
What went into the decision to punt when you were down just 21-13?
You go back and forth on that one, and you're playing for field position, and we got field position a couple times there in that sequence there, but just couldn't capitalize on it. But that was the thinking. You're thinking field position, maybe get right back and then have a chance to score. Then if you don't convert, then you got a chance to end up going the other way, which it did anyway. But that was our thinking. Yep.
And then what about some of the runs on the second and long, third longs?
Well, same thing. On the second and long, you're trying to get it to third and medium or third and short. And then, a little scar tissue from just watching the Wisconsin game. It was a 10-point game in the fourth quarter, 10 minutes left, something like that. And then two separate plays in a row, all of a sudden are down 10 more points because, you're trying to minimize that rush and can't do a good job. One was a strip sack, and then they forced a bad pick. And, so you don't want the game to get out of hand there. That was our thinking, trying to be smart about it and give ourselves a chance to just, keep pushing through it.
It seemed like your run game had made strides in the previous 4 games. Was tonight just a matter of stepping up in class?
Yeah, I think they got a veteran front up there. They're kind of a pro-style defense in some ways. They're big, bulky guys in the middle, very stout guys. 97's a heck of a player, run or pass. And then, they sub and do a good job with big bodies in there. They made it really tough to run the football tonight, and we expected that, but we were hoping to run with success too.
Can you tell us what they told you about the targeting review when they didn't?
Yeah, I mean, in their judgment, it wasn't. I'm not sure what the exact quote was, but it wasn't like a vicious hit, I guess. And I'm not second guessing anything that happened on that call. That's one more rule that we've really made complicated. When it started, to me, it was for when my sister's sitting in row 30 says, "Boy, that was a bad play," and now it's like it's way too technical, in my opinion. But that wasn't the deciding factor in the game by any means. And that wasn't the play where Petrus got injured either. Yeah, no.
In most of these games where you play a team like Michigan or, in the past and you've won these games, you kind of bring them to the way you want to play. And how much did those big plays early kind of take you out of your game where you could have gotten into that tough?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was referencing. And for the record, I think we were 7-5 last 12 games against these guys, but not tonight, obviously. But to make that work, you got to make them drive it. You got to make them earn everything they get. And then when we have opportunity, we've got to find a way to come up with points. And field goals aren't the end of the world, but at some point you need some touchdowns too. And for us to win in a game like that, I think we gave ourselves a chance in the kicking game minus the field goal initially. And then we got a punt block to add to it, and that's you wonder how the score gets out of hand. Those kinds of things really help flip it the other way. But yeah, that was the script we were hoping to follow, and in the games that we have won against them, that's typically how it goes. But we just weren't up for it tonight, and we'll get back to work this week.
Spencer obviously didn't have the numbers that you would like. How much was that just performance, or how much of that was that Corso injury starting to kick in?
I think a lot of it was Michigan's defense. They're good. They got a good defense, and give them credit. They played really well tonight. It didn't seem like, from where I stand, it didn't. Look at the film. It didn't seem like we had a lot of guys wide open either. We were having a hard time getting open, and good pass rush up front, and guys not getting open. The only thing that really seemed to, hit them on a couple bootlegs, that type of deal, and then some of those quick passes to Goodson, hit them on a screen one time. But they make it tough on you.
Last question. When you play a defense like Michigan, how difficult is it, especially on offense, when you're limited, and just trying to press the right buttons in the right time, whereas you don't really have a full playbook that you could against
Yeah, it's a challenge. You know, we had a lot of respect for them coming in. We even more now. Certainly the defensive side, you know, both sides, but their defense. And yeah, we knew it was going to be tough, but we still thought we'd be able to come up with something. And obviously it didn't work out the way we hoped. Get warm. Yeah.
What adjustments did you make against their pass rush to try and slow them down a little bit up front?
I mean, there's not a heck of a lot you can do. You know, you try to throw the ball quickly. You try to chip. Everybody does that with the tight ends or the backs. And that's not new to those guys. I mean, they've been seeing it all season long. And then the other thing you try to do is minimize those third and longs. And if you do get in them, be smart because, as I just alluded to, they can really change the game. That Wisconsin game changed real fast in the fourth quarter. So, you know, you're just trying to give yourself a chance to stay competitive in the game and close the gap at some point. But, yeah, they make it a real challenge, and that's, I kind of alluded to them. They're like a good pro defense where stout inside, and then, in passing downs, they got two guys that can rush that passer really well. Affects the game.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
We'll start bringing some